So for the NHS, I know people always have this difficulty of writing what do you call this? Supporting statements.
Okay, what have you done like that aligns with this thing? And I said, when she was doing NYS, I say NYC. I say, see, if you are writing NYC, sell it big. You say government.
Yes, government you are working for now. Charlotte is going to explain to us how she was able to secure a job as a business analyst immediately after a master's degree in UK, and now she's now a senior business analyst in NHS. Don't try her. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Okwemi. Welcome, Sharon. Welcome to our show.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thanks for coming back.
Thank you.
Okay, so today we're talking about how you were able to secure a business analyst role in UK. You started as a student, like you came in and you studied. What did you study?
Digital business.
Digital business. Oh, interesting.
Very interesting. Like, I think it's the best.
Are you sure?
Yeah, no jokes.
Business and management is good too.
Yeah, business and management. Yeah, I agree with you.
My course is good too.
I agree with you. And just as I said, everything in life, you have to just calm down and plan yourself. It's not, you don't jump on the bandwagon because every other person is jumping in.
So the thing is, you are not really a business analyst before, but because you're interested in tech, you decide to venture.
Yeah. So I stumbled on a company that does training. Like they do training for people who want to go into tech. That's IT. I think this flashes in my glasses. I decided to take a course with them, like a trial course with them. I did the project management. They will give you a taster of the project management, give you a taster of business analyst. And I was interested in business analyst. That's where it all started. Like I was like, oh,
this is it.
This is
business analyst.
This is it.
I'm going to ask you some specific questions now because our audience wants to know, like, this content is for people who are interested in moving into business analyst role. Did you do any professional course?
I did not. So I did not do any professional course. Who have the money for that? Are you serious? I did not until I got my first job with the civil service. And then there was free course. In fact, they were begging. That's why I got all my certification back to back. I was doing
nice.
So I just took the opportunity. So my employer paid for it. I did not, but because it's a business analyst, you can easily apply your experience from other job to business analyst. Once you are a thinking person, like your job requires you to think. So you have to have the right communication skills. You have to have the right analytical skills. Like you have to be a critical thinker. It's not what they give to you. Like people that are always like always asking questions and curious. This kind of job works for them. So you can easily take, okay, I have a background in event management. How can I use that event management when I'm called for an interview
as a business analyst? Okay, so the thing is, you don't even have to be a business analyst. Like, just try and reapply or apply what you've been doing before.
First of all, what you have to do, anybody that is trying to move is you first of all understand what business analyst is. What they do. A business analyst acts as a link. You are more like a link between the technical team and the business team. So you have to have a very good communication skills. You have to understand processes, like how processes work. You have to be able to analyze a situation. For instance, something is happening, so why is this thing happening? Those sort of things. So you really do not need like hefty certification to
get the job.
So that's why you have to understand that. So when you understand that, you start asking yourself, oh, what do I do in my job? Even as a customer service operator, what do I do in my job that I can tie in when you go
for the interview as a business analyst?
Business analyst. So that's what you should do.
That's nice. Thank you. Okay, so another question is in line with what you just said now. Can you tell us how you were able to tailor your CV to apply for a business analyst role?
So, okay, that's another thing about applying for jobs here. You who have applied.
Yeah.
What every organization might be asking for is different.
It's different.
Some have to, some might be calling, because another thing people don't know is there are different type of business analysts. I'm more like a digital business analyst.
Okay.
I am not a technical business analyst.
Okay.
I'm not a system analyst. There are different type of business analysts. So you should ensure that if you are looking for those jobs, you should look for the ones that are not so technical, because if you are looking for, if you don't have those technical, so unless some people go from being a web engineer or developers to business analyst, they might understand the technical area. So if you're looking for a business analyst that is not a business analyst role, ensure you look for those ones. And when I got my job, I have been applying. So I've had a taste of doing interview with the private firm and with civil service. You know the difference. You understand? The civil service they're not too particular about your skills as a business.
They're just more about the behaviors. So for people that want to apply for civil service job as business analyst, I'll drop the link on how you can do that. I'll drop it in the description box, the link for civil service job. I think that was it's easier to get a job.
I told you then that from my experience applying for a job, I mentioned it to you that like I remember telling you in church that from my experience applying for job, I found that the civil service, because the private, you can't tell what will happen in the interview or what question they will have asked. But civil service, because they have structure, they've put things in place, they're trying to do that, include everybody, and so you know what it is. You can easily ask anybody and they will tell you, oh, do this, do that. This is how civil service job run. So you can easily tie in. Yeah, they asked me business analyst question, but it was not in the sense that, are you a business analyst? It's more like questions like, so how do you encourage people into change, like something like that?
Change,
how do you change improvement behavior? How do you encourage people into change? How do you drive change? Those kind of questions. They might give you a case study about this.
So one thing I will also do is I will say thank me later. I'll drop the likely questions or likely things that they usually ask about business analyst role, and there are some words that you need to use when you are explain, like you have to use their terms so that they can understand, they can know that okay, you know what you are saying. You just use their terms and relate it to whatever you've done before. Okay, so now let's move to the NHS part. How you were able to get this in the NHS part. Now we've talked about how you're able to get the one for civil service. So for the NHS, I know people always have the difficulty of writing what do you call this? Supporting statements. She's here to advise us.
Okay. Even before I got the civil service job, I've applied. When I finished school, I applied for HMRC. I applied for NHS, but I didn't get it. I didn't even apply for business analyst role. I went for PO role. Thank God I didn't get that job because I like being a business analyst. Seriously, seeing what PO do. So for the supporting statements, what you should understand is this: if that job, the job description is usually so long. Calm down, take your time, read every single details in this thing. Take your time and read. These days, we are all lucky. You have ChatGPT to help you, because what you can easily do is for job description now. What I did, you just take one and put in ChatGPT and say, explain how can I, as a business analyst, do a gap analysis. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So it breaks it down. So even though you don't understand the terms used in the job description, it explains it to you so that when you are writing your supporting statement, when you are even interviewing, you know what to put, like the evidence to put in from your past experience, because you now understand what each of this job description requires.
Yeah.
So for the supporting statements also, the place they said essential criteria.
Okay.
Focus on it. That just focus on it. Those areas. Ensure you bring out evidence. It must not be like work experience. It might be your volunteering experience, experience from church.
Yeah.
Even people give experience of taking care of their household, their family. So you do be amazed, like little details. But most of the time we put ourselves in that whole tension of oh, it has to be work or something. It might not actually be work. So what you should do is draft with those essential criteria. Draft each of your paragraphs, like make a draft, create it. Ensure you have evidence, like examples for those
things you've done. So I think what used to affect most of us, especially the, let me use the word black now, is that we always play small. So we always think that this thing, I've not done it before. This thing is very big. I don't think I'm fit for it. We don't have this courage to just go for it. And it is that courage that is just required, because when you get to that, you just realize people that are even there, they don't even have as much as you honestly do. So you have to, that little skill that you have, that little thing that you've done, you have to be able to paint it big. You have to be able to.
Let me just enter here now. You know someone I know, a business analyst.
Yeah.
And she came and she was like, and I told her, okay, because she has not done business analyst before. Yeah. I said, okay, what have you done like that aligns with this thing? And I said, when she was doing NYS, I say NYC. I said, see, if you are writing NYC, sell it big. You say government.
Yes, government you are working for now.
Don't play small. It's nothing.
It's just NYC.
It's just it's how you put the language.
How you package
it. I told her, calm down. Oh yeah, let's change the English.
Yes.
And you have to travel to another state. Like you moved from
one location,
this location to this location, and you went there. Is a rural place, and you had to implement change, and you made a change, and you changed.
Even I'm impressed when you're saying.
That is it, because most of us that did the NYS, we did different programs like to help those community.
Yes.
That is change that you brought. You improved something. Or even though it's tap water, this is how you handle the project. You manage, you draw out the budget, you do this, you did that, you check out the processes, you say, no, we need to change. Even in schools, you say, oh, this is not how we should be announcing results. We should change the way we are announcing results.
And not all these things count. All these things count.
We should change the way we are announcing results. We can easily take this result now and deliver it. We have delivery. Those, you think it's small.
It's not.
It's how you say.
Yeah.
It just falls on how you say. And she got the job. I said, no, it's not a small distance. No, NYC is not. It's government. You did it.
You're working with government.
You work to the government.
Exactly. Especially going back to civil service. If you want to get a job in civil service, they always appreciate when you say that you've worked with the government before.
It's the government that paid you.
Even when they ask that, you know the space when you want to fill the gap, and you just say after school, that 1 year, you can't just leave it empty. You have to write what you did. Yeah. So one thing that used to pure skill us is we belittle things a lot, and that is what you should apply in your supporting system. Little things.
So when you do those little, that's an evidence. You worked in NYS, that's an evidence. That little things, even church. I'm saying this church because people do not even pay attention. People do things like you don't know that you've done it. So those are the things. If you put in this thing, ensure essential criteria, desirable. So if you have those essential criteria, then you go through the desirable criteria that is written there and pick the thing. Because for me, I wrote the essential criteria, I wrote the desirable criteria too. You need to see the epistle. You need to see the epistle I wrote. So you add, because you want to really sell yourself. The supporting statement is all about selling yourself. So at the beginning of your first session, don't go about hit the nail there at the beginning of your session that this is it, this is why that you are doing this. So let them know this is why you are they should employ you. You understand? Then in the middle, you start presenting your evidence. You can use star, but star can be long sometimes. So you can use car.
I was going to say
Let me even go deep into that car.
Okay.
You know, it's context, action, results. If you want to even take it up a notch, like you have space to write, add lesson length to it.
I got it.
Yes, it gives you, it shows that you are a teachable person. You reflect, and these are attributes that is not just a business analyst. If you are growing in your career, or you understand, anybody in their career, you should reflect. So if you say the car or the star method, oh, this is what happened, this is the action I took, the task. Okay, after that, I got a feedback, or I reflected and I said, oh, we would have done this better if we did this. Also, learn to, don't use broad statements. Learn to like quantify your results in a sense that I might be saying, when I got there, 20% of the clients were not responsive to the system because of the way the system. So when we came together as a team to work on the process and include and remove this, 60%, it's improved by 60%. You see the way I'm using numbers, because it gives, like, numbers tend to give,
you can picture it, like, okay, this is it.
You can easily picture it. So that's what you should do. Those kind of details, those kind of,
I know you give us powerful tips today. Okay, so I feel like stopping this section now because it's long, but I still want to continue.